Hey Sue, how are you?
Good, Jason. How are you?
We're doing great. Glad to have you on, and on a Saturday. So really appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
This is gonna be fun.
yeah. Jonathan and I are very excited. Um, I've not had a class with you yet. Jonathan, have you had a class with Sue yet?
I've had two classes with Stu.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, I know
Yeah,
Jonathan. Yes.
we were in cryptography together last
Mm-hmm.
semester,
Yeah,
and we're now in network security. So Stu and I are getting pretty close. We're following
For
the
sure.
schedule. Yeah.
that is awesome. Sue, you have a really good background, and I was just learning a little bit about it yesterday. So looking forward to certainly learning more about you and just discovering. So maybe can we start with, would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, yeah, sure. I will be glad to. I came from Indonesia. I don't know if you guys know Indonesia is half a world from United States, which is the longest flight that you ever been going traveling from United States. So Indonesia is about 17,500 island, which is a lot of island, and have 800 dialects, which is I only speak five of them, by the way. I wish I can speak more, but it is pretty diverse country to live in. So yeah, I moved to United States in 1996, and I went to U of M um, in here in Michigan, graduated with a computer science degree, which I really love to learn about computer. So yeah, my hobby, I love cooking. Every weekend, if I had time, I cook. But lately, I have not cooked because I've been busy doing homework. And I love gardening, hiking, and traveling. One time I went to Grand Canyon, actually, hike from North Rim to South Rim, where it's like a 17-hour hike going down to Grand Canyon and up. It was the most challenging thing that I ever done in my life. But in the end, I made it, so it feels good because something that challenging make you grow mentally to be prepared for anything come up to you, right? So that's a little bit background about me. But um, other than that, if you probably wondering why I'm here,
Yeah.
why I choose Berkeley. First of all, I've been looking for a lot of play institution like George Washington University and other institutions like Eastern University, which is located in Michigan. I look at their curriculum, and for me, it was not like I can. Yes, this is the one. So and that was like couple of years ago. So I look at Berkeley and I look at their curriculum where they're not only teaching the policy and standard in cybersecurity, but they also offering the more technical aspect of cybersecurity where I am really, technical person because of my background. So when I look at mix Mike's program, I'm like, yes, this is what I really want to apply. So I did apply, and I'm here. I got
All right.
accepted, and I'm happy to see all the program that they have offered because it fit what I need to be in a cybersecurity professional. And I do have a lot of experience in this field. However, being in a Berkeley, my knowledge is expanding in different aspect of security where I feel like little bit in power now compared to where I before I start the semester. So I know about a little bit about more about security networking and application security. And W200 is really interesting too, where you not only learn about a security aspect of it, but also the business aspect of it. Because in the end, business need to be supported. At the same time, we have integrated security. So, but we have to find a balance between security and a business at the same time, which is very good.
That is really good. Thanks for
Yeah.
sharing. Just out of curiosity, what sort of specialty is your cooking specialty? Do you specialize in food from where you're from?
Yes, I'm always in development side of the house, where right now currently called DevSecOps, which I have a background on developing application. I work in a large company where we have to develop a lot of application to support the business. So I work in a big health plan company, which is a healthcare company, where I develop provider search, claim system, and all the enrollment where you admitted to a plan for your health insurance. That is the application I developed. Throughout the development, I learned so much that not only I'm developing application, I'm also seeing a lot of sensitive information that not only I have to be cautious with at that time. And that was in 2006, 2007, where security is not really well known embedded in development. So I see a lot of application flaw where can lead really disclosure to all the sensitive information. And I feel like I have obligation to protect that because my family information there. A lot of people that I know have a health insurance, so and their information not only to like a personal information PII, PHI, where contain all your health information when you go to the doctor, and also PCI, where your financial information. So I grew from being developer to wanted to protect that information because I know there are a lot of flaws what I see that can lead to disclosure or breaches at that time. And the exploit is not as bad as then, but I know that at that time I was like concerned. Nobody really paid attention on the security, and this is application that exposed to the internet where people really, if they know how to hack, it's vulnerable. It's not matter. It is vulnerable. It's matter when they can hack it. So that is mindset. Make me want to apply as a security architect. So I was a developer for 6 years, and then I become a security architect after that, and then now I'm still security architect, but I enjoy what I'm doing, and I'm very passionate about what I'm doing because over the year, it was a trial and error. When I worked at Blue Cross, that was really, security is not really part of their mindset, where I was the first security architect dealing with IT stakeholder, dealing with the developer, dealing with solution architect, where a lot of them push back on me. Wait a minute, you trying to make me screw? This project is already on production. What are you talking about? It was a lot of challenging for me to really understand their challenge. How can I integrate it into early state at that time so that secure coding is part of their cadence in the beginning. But technical debt is one of probably most people challenge because of it's hard to fix the one that is already running on production. It is not only timely consuming, it's also costly because it's not only you can only fix the code. You have to test it. You have to have a lot of resources to put it back running application where a lot of IT stakeholder push back on me. We cannot do this. We have a technical debt, but at the same time, we have to do better how we prevent it. Which I learn from their feedback. I learn from their struggle at developer side of the house. Look. So I'm just developing application, and I have a tight deadline that I have to meet, and you want me to fix the issue. I don't have that time. It's all those challenging that I face. Make me think like to strategize things. Okay, how can make it work at the same time, not impeding the development cycle, not really break production side, and develop it securely. And for me, that was like ball. Okay, I have idea. So that's when I proposed to executive leadership. Look, we have to have a project just to knock down the technical debt. However, but we need to at the same time develop shifting to the left, meaning we have to prevent any security flaw design at the beginning of SDLC, not after the fact. And my proposal got bought in by executive leader where, oh yeah, that is really good idea. So basically they let me to run the AppSec program where it is composed of architecture, development, DevSecOps. Right now that is really hot in the market about DevSecOps, how basically integrated security in the development and operation, where you can really have a security mindset in the beginning of the development cycle instead of after the fact. And that is require a lot of collaboration. I used to, servicing 600 developer in my operation, where I was like overwhelmed. I cannot teach everybody to do secure coding. I have to have some strategic way to make it work. Where that's when I implement security champion program. Basically, a security champion program is you train on the best developer that you have in the house, and then you train them to do secure coding and develop applications securely. And if they're so good at it, and we reward them as a security champion. So this security champion is basically liaison of security professional like me, instead of me talking to 100 developer. So each developer have their own liaison, so that they can teach their peer to do secure coding. And gradually I see that the effort is really popular. My initiative was really popular. When this is really great because I'm not being nagged by security people, but I learned from my supervisor or my lead to do securely. It was success for me to develop security champion because I see over the code vulnerability from within 6 months when I have like thousand and thousand of them, and then when they push it to CI/CD pipeline, by the end of uh, uh, like a merge brand, the flaw is knocked down to 100, and then eventually I see a zero code vulnerability, where I was like amazed how this initiative that I proposed to have a security champion program is
Yeah.
actually work. So because of that reason, I got so many attention from different publication. How you do it? How you do the secure coding? Because not so many organizations successful doing it. So
Yeah.
just do a lot of collaboration
Yeah.
and education and training,
Yeah.
and be friend with developer. Don't make them feel like, oh, I have to deal with the security people now. Make them as a friend. If they're stuck, guide them what is the best way to do it, instead of, oh, you do this wrong, you do that wrong.
Sure.
Just, okay, you did wrong. Let me show you is the right way to do it.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of really good advice there, and I would love to actually pick it apart if it's okay.
Yeah.
The first is, as you're describing what you do, it sounds a lot like 204, our current. So, like,
Exactly.
directly linked to what you do to an actual class that we're taking right now. I think that's really awesome.
Yeah, I can resonate on the subject on 204. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I did that. I done that. What he's talking and the professor talking is like, yeah, it's true. Because I'm in the real world. I
Yeah. Yeah.
know
Yeah.
I can resonate what he's saying, and the Jania saying for sure.
Could you tell us a little bit more about if someone is looking to get into your role? How would they do that? Any tips, tricks, advice? How would someone do what Sue does?
Uh, just be good listener, uh, understand the struggle of other people. That is before you tackle any technical debt, any uh, um, ask to developer to fix the code. Just be friend with them, and do a lot of collaboration. Strategize what you do. Be effective before even you go to the meeting facing with a developer. Write down what you're going to tell them, and strategize what you're concerned, not
Mm,
just saying it and overwhelm them, because in the end they're not going to listen to you because they have their own workload, that they're busy. So if you have opportunity to talk to developer, and you want to create a program that I did, first of all, talk to your executive level. Can I propose this because I need your support? We going to shift to the lab, but we also need the support from the right, which is on the IT stakeholder and executive level. So if just in case there is issue or pushback from your peer or from other developer or other architect, you already communicated to the leadership that this is the program initiative that you're going to implement, so they're aware of it, your objective. If you need a tooling or if you need a budget, then they're already aware of it. So when it come down to the execution, where you talk to a developer, then you already have all the support. If they said, hey, I don't have the workload, look, we have a separate project for this to knock down the technical debt, and we already have a budget for this. So for you, you don't have to worry about it. You assign to knock down the technical debt with your supervisor. So you work with me. So if you struggle how to do it, I'm here to help you. So be open-minded, not only just thinking about, has to be remediated now, has to fix now. Just listen their struggle. And then they eventually becoming a friend with you, and any security issue, uh, before they didn't want to talk to you. Now they say, hey, so I have issue. Hey, so I fixed the cross-site scripting. So knowing them that they empower and they got spotted from either executive level from a security professional like me, and they saw that they can fix the vulnerability and they're happy with it. It is a winning both side between developer and architect itself. So that is my recommendation. Just be a good listener.
Yeah.
I love the idea of security champions. That's such a cool idea. And I think it can be kind of in a bunch of different areas, like operational security. I feel like having just people who are administrators in a business, who are maybe security champions and look out for stuff, phishing emails, that sort of thing, and can be an extension of the security team without having to be micromanaging those people is a really cool concept.
Yeah.
What would you say challenges have been for implementing that sort of program?
Yeah, the challenge is when you don't have a security mindset culture. When it's not the first time that I deal with it. I'm sure other security professional deal with it, where you get into the corporation where nobody really want to deal with security. And because their mindset is like, security just hurdle and impeding what I do, so I don't want to deal with it. So that is more challenging than just fixing the issue. So you have to really do some education side of it. So sometimes I host like they call it monthly education for security exploitation, like how cross-site scripting can be exploited through a certain tactic using different tool. And I saw the developer, this is how can it get it done. And as part of their perception is, oh, security gonna be like so hard to fix. No, it's not. Some of the issue is very easy to fix, but the impact, if not being fixed, is really high to lead to breaches. So sometimes I have to educate them. Look, if you just put a sanitizer input, and you can have a library for that, and then you call library every time you run the input validation. You can fix this 1,000 vulnerability by calling this library. So and then open their mind. Oh, really? I can do it? Yeah, you can do that. So sometimes it's their perception. So you have to build the security culture. After you got buy-in from leadership, of course, then you work to the left, which is on the developer operation, and so you can teach them to do certain thing that they think is hard is not really hard. They think security is impede their operation, is not, because you can integrate it like a scanning. I'm running like a SAS or DAS, one of them where they scan the code, or they're running into dynamic environment where dynamic code is being scanned. And yeah, it's really for them is a perception about security. If you can switch their perception, that is not that hard, and we can work together. Even though there is some challenging, we work together. You're not going to be alone doing it, because I'm here to help you. Then you can see the shift from a non-security mindset. Is like, oh, actually it's fun. I feel empowered. And sometimes you have to say, look, if we have a data breach, not only me going down, you're going down. So sometimes you have to have that trick too, where psychological cybersecurity, right? We learn from W200. Sometimes you have to play that role. Sometimes I said to them, give them the story about hacking in China, or current hacking that is in the trend. And hey, this is a good example. If we don't fix the cross-site scripting, if we don't do like prevent SQL injection. So sometimes you just have to keep telling them that you're busy, but this is also important,
Yeah. So actually, what I hear was there's a lot of self-awareness, but also a lot of empathy in your role. Understanding that the job of a software developer is pretty tough. The security element, which there's like a running joke, it's SDLC. It's if you're a software developer, it's software development lifecycle. If you're in security, it's security development lifecycle. It just depends on what hat you wear. But funny enough, Jonathan was talking about a method that he does for his org. It is when sending phishing emails for those who report it quickly. There's like I don't know if I say it best, Jonathan, but like a reward or recognition, which I think
Yeah,
is like
some
promoting the right.
encouragement. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, people feel empowered when they're doing the right thing and get rewarded, and
Yeah.
then they will do more.
Yeah.
And we don't need to be as a security professional nagging them. You have to do this. You have to do it. No, if we have that mentality, oh, actually, I'm being recognized. Actually, I'm appreciated to detect some of issue, and is they feel empowered, and they will spread the word to other peers saying, hey, you do this, I was a security champion, and it's funny because I interview every developer. So, okay, should which one you prefer? $50 gift certificate, or like a certificate that you are a security champion? So I love to have a certificate of security champion. So I did create a certificate
Yeah.
for the champion, were assigned by executive, so and I even have a ceremony for it, like we made up in on-site meeting, and we pick all the security champion and then hand over certificate. And they're so thankful, and they feel empowered. Hey, I'm a security champion, I mean, they rather to have that than give a $50 gift certificate. And it was fascinating to hear their story, because and then for me, I implement that security champion is very rewarding to empower them, and to see them not only fix the vulnerability, feel good about themselves, having that certificate. It was fun for me to do it.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about school. So, what classes have you taken so far, and how have they gone for you?
At first, W202 crypto, it was a little bit challenge for me. It was my first semester, and I remember Taylor saying, "So you're brave taking crypto in the first semester." Like, well, there is requirement, and I have to do it. But yeah, it was really challenging. Consume a lot of my time. There is a time that I don't have any weekend, but the good thing, I took it in the winter. So I'm in the house anyway. But if I'm taking it now, if it was challenged, then it's going to be twice as challenge, because I want to go outside when it's warm, right? Crypto is prepare me to take other class a lot easier, So I'm in W 204 and 210 right now, where it's more enjoyable, because I'm very passionate about security and learning different aspect of security, where in my current work maybe I miss, and in the class, oh yeah, I can relate to. And it's something that I encourage everybody, whoever take crypto, don't give up, because after that class, is gonna be fun class. Like 204 and 210 is capture the flag and stuff. It's fun.
Yeah. Funny enough, I'm taking crypto right now. I, I was telling Jonathan yesterday, it's like climbing Mount Everest. It is a little challenging, but when you get to the top, it feels really great because you just conquered something. Um,
Exactly.
I think it's
I
like,
feel the same.
yeah, I think it's like when you get to the top, it's a really good feeling, and because it's hard, it means that the completion of it just feels that much better.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then anything else, okay, yeah, this is challenge, but I can get through it because I through crypto. So yeah, same thing. Like that's why there is, if you're too comfortable where you are, you don't grow, right? Sometimes you have to do really hard thing to grow. So I think that's how my philosophy about to crypto. Yeah, I hiked Grand Canyon. It was challenging, and but in the end, like nothing else matter. I can do that. I can hike 5 mile now. If I can hike 17 mile, So the same thing with the crypto. If you got to crypto, oh yeah, it's challenging, but this one is a little bit easier than crypto. I can get through it.
Yeah.
So just don't give up.
Yeah. Have you thought about future classes next semester and the one after?
Yeah, I'm in the process of reviewing all those classes. I'm really interested on citizen clinics. If I can take those, I will add those. So I'm debating whether machine learning, privacy engineering, and I heard privacy engineering is tough. But I'm still debating between here and there. So I have time until a couple of weeks from now, I guess. So I'll decide but right now I'm still back and forth between those machine learning or um, privacy engineering.
Cool. So, as we're starting to wrap up, I want to hear something in technology that you're really passionate about, whether you work in it or not.
In technology, yeah, I'm interested learning about, of course, crypto, Ethereum and stuff. That is the future of whether we are ready or not. And I believe that is the future of our economy. Because I came from Indonesia, where I heard a lot of thing is being implemented now, which some of them scare me. And the reason they pick Southeast Asian like Indonesia, because we have 287 IoT devices. So Indonesian love using iPhone, and we have like 287 million users. Because of that reason, like metaverse, they're trying to implement some of their how to manage the government and city, and Indonesian, some of them are still not aware of the criticality of security, how important it is to protect their information. And we do have a lot of breaches in Indonesia in the last past year, and implement more and more like having blockchain, having metaverse is really concerning me, because until there is a security in place, you can put this technology into like operated at the same time, and it can jeopardize people's life. Is now it's becoming the safety of people, not only just technology. And I am from them, and I know how how vulnerable, even as a people, we are friendly people, we're gullible, we just share information, they're not knowing what gonna against them. For me, that is something that I want to uh, be more informed, because I care about the safety of people. Like I'm in the healthcare industry right now. The reason I'm in the healthcare industry, because all the healthcare information like the research can be hacked by different country, because we have the most advanced research in United States. And beside that is protecting vulnerable people, like all people where they have their information being hacked, and they call them and ask money and stuff, and ransomware everywhere. So for me, in cybersecurity is also mission to protect people, not only just technology. I think that itself is very rewarding for me to be in cybersecurity. Because my parent one time got like a ransomware too, because she's so vulnerable. People calling from a phone, telling that I'm being kidnapped and stuff. So giving them education that this is what you should do. This is not what you should do in cybersecurity is really important. And I think all of us should be proud, not only we care about technology, but also saving people's life.
What a good place to put a pause. Really noble mission. We are all cheering for you to succeed in it. I do think that the MICS program is super helpful for it. Sounds like what you do on a daily basis is exactly what some of the curriculum is. And if it's any consolation, Jonathan is really contemplating privacy engineering as well. So maybe you guys
Okay.
do it next
Yeah.
semester. And
Oh my goodness. I don't know.
yeah,
My perception is going to be hard, but we'll see.
yeah.
If you work hard and put your time into it,
Yeah.
then you can get through it.
Yeah. Well, we look forward to catching up with you on the next episode, Sue. We
Thank
really
you
appreciate
for
talking with
having
you.
me. I
All right.
really appreciate it. This is really good. Thanks.